Hey dudes, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, you might see this popping up from time to time. It's just the microphone, but I don't really have anywhere decent to put it. So I'll try not to let that distract from the video, but that's what this little robot looking thing is, in case you're wondering. However, in today's video, we will be talking about Christian music, which has been a cringy point in my life, or I've had a cringy attitude towards it, but you know, sometimes the tables turn. Oh, how the tables. And I didn't think I'd be here today. And yet here we are. So today I'm going to be talking about my journey with Christian music, going from cringy to, I don't know, I didn't think of a good word. Something positive. So I don't really know where to start with my attitude towards Christian music. I think it probably partly just comes from me being incredibly arrogant in my past, and so I just sort of I've had to unlearn having quite a snobbish attitude towards lots of things anyway. But Christian music, it's just sometimes it can be a little bit soppy or cheesy. Cringy might be a bit harsh, but I definitely probably have used that word about Christian songs in the past. Especially because Christian music just often takes you to this very reflective state of mind, and when you're not in that mood, it's just I struggled to connect with it, and I felt quite alone in that. There was lots of people I knew in my Christian circles who really liked Christian music, and we'd be driving in the car together and they would choose to have Christian music on instead of playing the radio or a CD, and I was honestly just bemused by that, thinking, are you serious? Are you just trying really hard to be Christian-y? Like, you don't actually like this, do you? Are you just trying to like look good in front of me because I'm a fellow Christian and you think I'll judge you if you listen to pop? Because I won't. And even recently on this channel, I decided to create some playlists of Christian music so that it's kind of like another resource for you guys to use if you want to. So naturally I went straight for the happy pop music, and then I just realized, oh, there's just something missing. There's a whole category of music that's just not here. So I decided to create a second playlist of Christian music that was a bit more in its own mood, so more reflective stuff. And I really struggled to find things because I personally just didn't like the songs that probably would have fitted in that playlist really well. So I had to eat a big slice of humble pie, guys. I really did. And just remember that it's not about me, and there probably will be a lot of you guys who don't enjoy the pop upbeat ones so much, but you do really like this kind of music. And with the tone of some of the videos anyway, it would probably be more appropriate to follow along to a more reflective state of music anyway. So I had to just bite the bullet and be brave and put in some of those more relaxed Excuse me? What are you doing? Okay. My goodness. And then I accidentally got into the place where I started to enjoy the more reflective, cheesy music, and I can't believe it. But we were on a staff retreat recently, and we went to somewhere called the With Community, which is amazing, and we were having our own time to sit with nature and spend time with God. And I was sat right in the corner of this whole place, like looking over the field and the apple trees and just having a really chill time. And I had Spotify on, just listening to a random playlist of Christian music that I found there. And I came across a lot that I liked. I can't believe it. I'm so shocked. And I was having a very like emotional time with God anyway, so the music just really fit. It was really good, and it was really quiet. It was really in the background. But then as I sort of started to come out of my time with God, and I was playing on my phone doing like Polaroids of the background of the scenery, I started to tune into the music more, and I was finding myself saving songs and adding them to my likes list, which was weird but cool and liberating. And then I just came back home and I just kept going back to that little playlist I've made of Christian goodies, I called it. And guys, it's been about a month and I have been having an awesome, low-key life-changing time listening to this music. So I wanted to share with you guys a few things that have changed for me genuinely because believe me, I would not be preaching about this if I wasn't serious about it, if I didn't mean it. Like, it's been great. So the first thing is that it's helped me have more time in my day for God, especially when I'm doing mundane things like having a shower or making toast. Just having Christian music on in the background means I'm using that 10-minute slot to spend time with God. And so at the end of the day, when I'm looking back and wondering how much time I've actually spent with God today, how much have I acknowledged him, I'm like, oh yeah, in the shower I had like a full 10 minutes just praising God and listening to that worship music, and it was really nice. So it's been quite easy to do that. And before, I was kind of doing that with YouTube videos more, which was really great. But with a lot of YouTube videos, you're kind of just sat there to receive from it and fill up, which is good. But with music, I found that I could not only listen to the music, but also join in with it and be kind of agreeing with it in my heart and soul. So it felt like I was giving back to God while receiving and listening to the music. The second thing I found that I really love now about listening to Christian worship music is that when I want to pray but I don't really have anything to say, or I have something on my heart but I don't have the words, music just often gives me those words to say. Like when you're in a really low mood and you listen to like a sad playlist, it just really connects with what you're trying to get out and express, and it feels so good and so cleansing and freeing. This has the same effect. It's just great. It's just been really good. And especially because they're often words and phrases that I wouldn't think of on my own, but I'm like, yeah, that is so right, that is so true about God, this is great. And also it's a good reminder to me of things that maybe I'm not feeling at the moment. So if I come across a Christian song that's all about how we need God, and I'd actually been in quite a big phase of acting like I didn't, it's a good reminder to me that, oh yeah, when I sing this lyric, now I'm applying it to me, and now I'm like, yes, I do agree with this, I do need God. But if I hadn't come across that song and I was just in my own prayer life, I might not have got to that stage of realization. Thirdly, it's really changed my perspective on secular music, and I was already slightly picky with it, and there were some songs that were overly sexualized, for example, that I was just not into because it talked about sex in less of a romantic way and more of just a demeaning way. Or there were quite a few pop songs which were about an ex-lover, but talking about them in quite an overly unkind way. Even songs about like overly loving money as well. And honestly, I really debated bringing up examples with this because I know there's a lot of fandoms for these big artists that I'm talking about. I really struggle listening to Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. I've just always hated it, and kind of even more now. I don't want to sing along to those lyrics. I just don't like them. I know that it's just meant to be fun and harmless. And it's not too serious, but I don't like singing about it. I just don't like it. I don't like the lyrics. I don't want to say them because it feels like I'm taking on this persona of someone who does really love money in that way, and I don't like that. I want to be more distanced from that. And I'm probably a bit of a hypocrite because there are other songs which are about sex and stuff which I really like and I do listen to because they're catchy. So I'm aware of that, but just for the sake of using an example, I do really hate that song, amongst others. But that one, I just don't like it at all. So that brings me to my last point, which is about the fact that you still have choice in what music you listen to. Even within Christian worship music, it's not meant to be a duty that you listen to it because you think that's what you should do and it ticks some kind of box. Like, God still gave us preferences and likes and dislikes. So I think it's good when we tune into those and we listen to Christian songs that we enjoy, because our time with God, when we're praising him and worshipping him, is meant to be enjoyable. So there are still songs that I'll come across which are perfectly fine Christian songs that I skip. And there are also some songs which I'm sure were written with the genuine intent of praising God, but I don't like the lyrics of them. I just don't really agree with them. I find them a bit iffy, especially the songs that put God into a metaphor, or they use a metaphor to describe your faith with him. When I'm then singing along with those lyrics and I'm describing myself as the metaphor they're using, I just don't feel like it applies to me, and I don't like it. I don't think it's accurate enough or like theologically sound enough. So again, I appreciate that the intent behind them is probably, you know, that uses a metaphor that really speaks to the writers of that song, or they're just genuinely meant to praise God. But personally for me, that doesn't represent my faith with him, so I just don't listen to them, and that is okay. So if you're a music hater, if you're a music snob, you can be changed. I'll testify to that. I've been changed by this Christian music journey, genuinely, and I'm really enjoying my time with God now, listening to Christian music. It's really helped me connect with him much more personally throughout my day, and I really genuinely feel better for it in my heart and in my spirit, and it's just opened up this door with me and God that I'd not explored before. So I'm really excited about that, because I was, I guess, in a slight rut with the other avenues of spending time with God, because I was missing the joys and the connection that Christian music can bring to my faith with God. So honestly, I would just give it a go. If you're willing to give it a try, be open to it, because you might be really surprised. So I will link the 2 playlists in the description below and at the end of this video. I have filled up the reflective playlist and it's got some good bangers in it now. Like, I might even prefer it to the more upbeat playlist. I don't know, it's pretty good. But wishing you all the joys, all the happiness in your Christian worship, listening and singing. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!